Hey everybody, it's Chanchai again. Today we've got another unboxing. This one is from Buttercade, and well, this is the day before Evo. It's August 4th, and Evo is going to be August 5th. So for everyone that's over at Evo this weekend, I hope you guys just have an awesome time. So right now, let's see what we got. I've actually got a few packages I'm awaiting from Buttercade because of just a couple group buys that I'm in and some stuff that we've been looking forward to. I have a feeling this might be Antagonist too, but it looks like it's more, so it's also a couple other levers that from the size of it, it's going to be a couple of levers that I've been waiting from them. So let's see what we got. That said, again, I hope everyone's just having an awesome week. This is an amazing week for fighting games, for arcade controllers, and I think there's even a Crunchyroll Expo going on this week. So, first week of August is always a very exciting week. Just like the first week of September is also an exciting week. Not only is it the holiday weekend, but that's when like PAX happens, and PAX is a big deal, especially from where I'm from. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and PAX, the biggest part of PAX is usually PAX, used to be called PAX Prime. It's PAX West now, and that's up in Seattle. We'll talk about that another time. Anyways, back on the Evo, we're excited for that, and even though I'm not aware of any kind of Buttercade thing happening, lots of arcade stuff's happening, and let's take a look at this. All right, so thanks again to Buttercade or ButterOJ for all the stuff they do. One of my favorite people in the whole community, and for all the cool solutions they come up with for our hobby, and especially if you love levers, they do a lot of awesome stuff. They make an amazing case also called the Butter Banger, and the bangers are awesome. Anyhow, okay. I don't mind having extra baggies. Can always use more, so I'll dig through the packaging here and keep those well. All right, looks like an Antagonist. I did order some snap-outs. So the snap-outs is an essential tool. I actually bought these for friends. Like, I plan to give these as gifts for a couple friends. And the snap-out is a must, especially this is a 30 millimeter. And then we've got two 30 millimeters, two 20 millimeter, 24 millimeters. And these are essential, especially when you're dealing with especially Sanwa buttons, but almost any button. In fact, I've run into situations with all kinds of buttons where this tool is just really was essential in getting those buttons out, like including the new Quanva Gravity KS buttons. They're snap-in buttons. So a tool like the snap-out has helped me take them out of my Omni case, and it's great. So it's like this tool, the snap-out tool, is going to be it reduces the chance that you break buttons, and if you break tabs on the buttons, and if you use metallic type of buttons, any brand, the process that they use to make that nice metallic surface and look actually makes for a very weaker plastic. And so a tool like the snap-out, if you use them carefully, it really reduces the chance that you're going to break the tabs when you remove them from your case. And so this tool is just essential. And again, I bought a pair of two for each because I do plan to give them as gifts. All right, so first up, we've got, this is what I've been excited for too. So again, I have the golden lever version of this, and I also got a special custom pink one that we're going to use for when we build my daughter stick. But this is the Antagonist, and it's a card size one. So this credit card size, made by The Train. So The Train, shout outs to you. I'll put a link to their Twitter. They are making a lot of exciting products in the scene. And of course, Buttercade, the Antagonist, we'll give them that nickname, is also making awesome stuff, as I mentioned before. As far as The Train goes, they just released, or they're just now working on a breakout board for the Hori Fighting Edge, the PS3 version, the one with the touchscreen. They've made a replacement touchscreen component so that you can regain that touchscreen functionality if it's no longer working, because a lot of people, that thing broke. And the breakout board allows you to easily connect without messing things up, easily connect another PCB like a Brook Universal Fight board or a Zero Pi board. So like, it's a must-have. Like, if you want to make that amazing looking, one of the coolest ever fighting controllers that was ever released in retail, the Hori Fighting Edge, the PS3 and the Xbox 360 version, you really should get the stuff that The Train is making for that, because they have just made that controller a lot better and a lot more, they've given it new life. So shout outs to The Train, who made this awesome Fightstick Buddy. And of course, shout outs to Buttercade too. And we're also going to give a shout out to, since I know that we're going to get the Antagonist in this box, shout outs to BitBang Gaming. They have been selling and providing a lot of the PCBs and components like that, like the Shuriken. And honestly, everybody in the fighting arcade controller and arcade parts community should really consistently check out BitBang Gaming. It's a wonderful site. They're selling stuff that you can't really find at the other retailers, and they're just making access to this side of the hobby even better. So we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to them to consistently check out BitBang Gaming and support a lot of these independent, basically independent creators. Anyhow, a Fightstick Buddy is wonderful because it gives you diagrams that help you and measuring tools. These measuring tools, not just as a ruler, though it has that in both centimeters and inches, but also being able to measure like the screws and what type of, what size screws you're using, the size of the actuator, and this was very important for a lot of people. Actually, but mainly like the wiring here. You can see what gauge wiring you need to use or what size to use to cut. And yeah, it's a lot of helpful metrics that's going to help you do a better job getting the right parts, the right size you need, and using the right tools for them too. Thank you so much. And we'll go into those a bit more. Maybe I'll do a video on the Fightstick Buddies. Okay. All right. So here we go. I got one for each one. I'm so grateful for that. I'm kind of selfish and greedy. I'm probably not gonna put them up as a prize or anything. I'm probably gonna keep both of them because I know I'm gonna use them, just like I'm using the other ones for reasons. All right, so here we go. We've got the new Antagonist V2. There is a V1. I do have the V1, and I'll go into detail someday about the V2 and the V1, but the V2 is the complete thing. It's a lot easier to install, and it levels the playing field. I'll give a quick summary today about what the Antagonist V2 does. When you use arcade controllers like all button controllers lately, or even the Mixbox, or even not Mixbox, but yeah, Mixbox as well, using WASD, and even when you use a cross-up, a lot of times there are some techniques that you're able to do that is just specific to those, taking advantage of the fact that there's a D-pad and an analog stick, that you're able to kind of do, like, you're able to charge, and then you're able to quickly, you are using SOCD cleaner still, but then you're able to like do the charge attack right away and go back to charging right away at like an insanely fast speed, because you're taking advantage of the fact that they're buttons. The Antagonist is trying to provide levers with a similar functionality and give them a similar feature. And on the Antagonist, this would wire to one special button on your controller. For me, it would be a thumb button, but you could be anything. You can use the L2, R2, or the L1, R1 that you don't use in many games. You could use it for the Antagonist as well, and it's really helpful. For Virtua Fighter, this thing is not as useful, but what is awesome is I can just set it so that it just means up, and so that button works as up, as if it was up on the analog stick. And in King of Fighters, that means you can do hops a lot better. So instead of relying on your lever technique completely for your hops and your hyper hops, just tapping the button would be better, right? And that puts you on a level playing field with the people that are doing all button controllers. Similarly, in Virtua Fighter, that's like an almost evade button. But the most important thing is like Street Fighter. So in Street Fighter, this is where the Antagonist shines, is in games like Street Fighter, especially with charge characters, where you're holding down back, and the Antagonist has a special ways that it has profiles you can set with an app on your phone, and allow you to basically, when you push the button, it's going to be like you're going to hit forward right away, and then you'll hit this button and simultaneously press like a punch button to do your sonic boom, and then but you just tap it so that you're already charging again. As cheap as that might sound for a lever user, understand that the new context these days is you're fighting against opponents that are using all button controllers that are doing these types of things already. The Antagonist is not really cheating. It's not doing anything that's not being done in tournaments right now, but it is providing a functionality and alternatives to that allow the levers to just compete with those as if on a more level playing field. So if you're of the mindset that those things are cheating, another way is to look at it as, well, these are just the new rules of the game and the new ways people are playing. You know, Daigo is sponsored by Hitbox now. But this Antagonist will let you compete with them directly in a way that is kind of similar to them. And levers are still super amazing. You still carry the advantages of levers, but now you have a tool to help you have some of the advantages of an all-button controller without going too far. So thank you so much to Buttercade for this wonderful solution. I'm looking forward to trying it more, even though I'm not as much of a Street Fighter player as I used to be. But I think I've got a couple of them because I got a couple of sticks that I plan to install this in. And it looks beautiful too. I like the red. All right, what's this? What's this special thing here? What did I get as a bonus? Is this something I bought? Yes, and I can already tell what it is. This is going to be the Sanjuks V3 with Nylube. We've got a white ball top, but what we've got is a red, the red part of the body with the black plate. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have a black plate. So already what I have is I have white and blue, blue plate, and with a white body. I've actually got two of them. One I got from IST, and one I bought from a friend in the community, Hibachi Final. And that one I've also got both the Delrin body as well as the nylon body. The nylon's what comes with the from IST and Atasa. You'll get it with the nylon body, which is still good. It's still very smooth. but the finish on Delrin is really, really good. Now this is not Delrin, this is Nylube. Nylube is a material that has an even lower friction coefficient than Delrin. Nylube is incredibly slick. It is a very, very slick material. So, and it is what houses the pivot. So very excited. I need to see what the pivot's actually made of, but the body at least is made of Nylube, which is a pretty impressive material. The finish, of course, looks great. I don't see imperfections at all in this. With the nylon, you do, and with Delrin, you don't. This looks very similar to Delrin, except that this red. Okay, so everything looks fantastic there. And looking at that, and I do believe this might be Nylube restrictor gate, but I need to double check on that because I do think Nylube comes in both black and red, but if not, it's okay. If it's Delrin, that's amazing, right? Sanjuks version 3, so the V3, and in the past it normally tells you which is up or down, but right now, version 3 should just tell you, kind of, except that on a lot of times we install these sideways on a lot of stuff, including even on the Victrix. It's just the Korean orientation for this type of lever. Okay, ball top's good. So, and if we look underneath, we've got a black pivot. I think we got a black pivot, and we've got, you can see the red body, and we can see, by the way, Bandit, the Sanjuks, they love doing lots and lots of lubricant in there. That's just typically what they do with the Sanjuks V3, and it works great. Okay, so how does it feel? It feels really, really good, really smooth. It does have this characteristic semi-scratch feel that I like. I do like the textured feel. I had it with the I have it with the gray, with the all gray V3s, both of them. It's very consistent, and you have it here too. It's small. It's not huge amount, but what's just wonderful about the Sanjuks V3 is this tension drop that it has. When you move the lever to a direction off of neutral, there will be this drop in tension that creates kind of people would describe it as a vacuum feeling, like that. Like when I press left, then it feels like the left is like sucking you into left. And then when you press up, like the up is sucking you into up just slightly. And then when you let go, it snaps back to neutral. Like this thing will always snap pretty good to neutral. So fast lever, good lever. But the V3 it feels like a really, really good gear shifter, and I love it. It is an amazing lever for Virtua Fighter and for a lot of games that I've played. It's a really cool Japanese style lever made from a Korean, and that tension drop aspect is awesome. I mean, it's the reason that I keep saying that when I use this lever, it feels like a BMW compared to maybe like a Toyota when I'm using a Sanwa. And that's not a diss. That's, Toyota's amazing, very reliable, and the Sanwas have been super reliable. Even if their housing is like not the most like super stable, like out of the box, they are consistent performers. And they have a really nice, light, airy feel to them that just, anytime I play on the Sanwa, it's like I've come back home. But playing on the Sanjuks V3 now, it feels really great. It feels mechanical, and it feels like I'm never gonna have trouble with neutral. But it also, that tension drop accommodates all direction inputs, so I'm getting speed and a sense of precision with it too. So that's why the Sanjuks V3 is one of my favorite levers. And thank you so much. Buttercade for, you know, making this successful to me, and I'm so happy that I finally got a Nylube V3. This is something that I've been dying to get since I heard about them being made in Nylube. It's a very rare item. It's I think it's just kind of made to order, and I'm just so happy that I was able to get one. One is plenty, and I'm a very happy customer. Thank you so much, Buttercade, for facilitating this. Thank you, Sanjuks, for making such an awesome lever. Thank you again to Buttercade for making the Antagonist and the snap out tools. Thank you to the Train for making all the awesome stuff you're making, including the tools like the Fightstick Buddy, and also like the breakout board you were making for the Hori Fighting Edge. Like, I don't have a Hori Fighting Edge, dude, and I wish it's on my list. It's one of those that I just think is just such one of the coolest sticks ever, and the problems with it have been dealt with by the Train. He has basically, he's giving everybody the opportunity to perfect the fighting edge that was on the PS3, on the 360. Also, thank you, Bit Bang Gaming, for all the support you're giving the community and providing a lot of creators an amazing outlet and capacity to provide solutions for this hobby. The Antagonist is one of them. The Shuriken PCB boards for Korean and Japanese levers, another. And now we're going to have products from the Train. We're going to have products from Gemini. Gemini has just made a pasta board, and the pasta board is awesome. It's a breakout board for the Hori Vuelix, the really big Vuelix sticks, and they've saved a lot of people a lot of trouble by doing that. So these are happy times. Again, this is like, such an amazing time to be in this hobby. And with this weekend at Evo, it's an even better time. And I feel like there's an expo for it. And anybody who's in this hobby really needs to, many reasons that people couldn't go this year. But you know what? I'm really gonna try hard to go next year, and I'm really gonna try hard to go for the year after that. And I think I'm gonna be looking for hotel deals and travel deals all year round, so that to make it happen and organize with the friends I want to stay with and that I want to room with. I think it's gonna be great. Anyways, everybody have an awesome time watching the matches this weekend at Evo. Have a wonderful time picking up amazing arcade parts if you're able to. And, please keep supporting the players. Please keep supporting the sellers, the vendors. Please keep supporting the artists. And really, really, please keep supporting the creators and the solution makers. This is for you guys. Thank you all so much. Have a good one.